Tribal Health and Human Services Department of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes is proud to present Good Medicine, a program dedicated to the wellness of the Flathead Nation. The mission is summarized quite simply: a healthier people, a stronger nation. We will strive to make Good Medicine a reliable source of ideas and information about health issues so that everyone can make informed decisions about their own lifestyle and health care. You will meet health professionals, tribal government and spiritual leaders, and interesting people from the tribal community discussing important health issues that profoundly affect us all.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Good Medicine. Today we're visiting with Margene Asay from Tribal Health. Hi Margene, how are you? So what do we got going, Margene?
Oh man, we got so much going. I'm so excited about this Kids Health Fair that we have coming up on Friday. But that will be Friday at Two Eagle River School from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And we're going to have lots of fun, healthy, fitness, nutritional things going on. And we're going to do a kids screening too. So to mention a few is the Hands on Health, and that's a team from Missoula that comes down and with the University of Montana. And so this year we're going to show a dissection of a cow's eye and a sheep's brain. Ooh, yeah. I probably will go to that station. And then we're going to have Tribal Health, the tobacco prevention, Tribal Health Dental, be getting some toothbrushes. We're going to do the MSU extension of the Flathead Reservation. She'll be doing something, and the Early Kids Childhood Services, and the suicide prevention. That'll be one of our bigger donators of the health fair. And they will be having a lot of neat things. We're going to have a lot of activities this year, interaction with the kids. But this is going to be a very special year because this year we have a very special guest, and her name is LaLa. And LaLa, we will introduce her now, LaLa, okay. And her mother, Arlene. And they're just going to tell you some exciting things that happened last year to get us to what's going on today. Thank you, LaLa.
Welcome. So, LaLa, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm 15. I go to school at Ronan High School, and I'm a sophomore this year.
So how did you get into the Kids' Health Fair?
Last year I had like a couple of nieces over, and my sister. We were just home because there's no school. We were just lounging around, watching TV, and my mom asked us if we wanted to go to the health fair. And at first we were like, we just kind of want to stay home and be lazy. But then my mom called back and said that we had to go to the health fair. So we ended up going to the health fair, and we ended up having a really fun time.
So then after you got to the health fair, then what happened? What did you do?
It was really fun. Like, there was a bunch of fun booths you could do. There was a round dance. They had the health screening. It was really cool. And then there was this like big ol' nose with like it was really cool.
And did you have a health screening then while you were there?
Mm-hmm. I was in line with my sister, and we were doing the health screening, and I just got my weight done. And then I was going to my blood pressure, and she was doing my blood pressure, and it was high. And then my mom said we should just let her kind of relax for a bit because she was running around. And then she took it again and it was still high. And then she got a different machine and she did it again and it was still high, so she went and got the other nurse and she took it again and it was still high. And she was the one that was telling us to check in with our doctor. So.
To check in with your main doctor, you mean? And what happened then after you checked in with him?
After we went to the hospital, the Renner Hospital, to check in with him, and we did some tests, and they called my mom back, and they got my labs back and said that I might be in kidney failure. So
Wow.
it was pretty crazy to hear that. I just got up that morning, I had to get ready for school, and then we went down to the hospital to do labs, and the next day I got ready for school, and then I was in the hospital bed. They were doing a bunch of tests, a bunch of my family came down to the hospital, and then 4 o'clock that afternoon I was on my way to Seattle.
Wow, and then after you got to Seattle, what happened there?
After I got to Seattle, I got in the ambulance and I got off the plane, got in the ambulance, and we got to the hospital. It was just like really nice. I liked that hospital there. They took me up to my room and they just let me lay in my bed.
Running more tests, though?
Yeah.
And so, then do you have really good comments concerning the health fair, the kids' health fair? How do you feel about that health fair now?
I'm just really glad there's a health fair. Like, there was no health fair, we probably would have never found out. Like, I'm just so thankful for that health fair. It's just changed my life.
And so, Mom, how do you feel about the health fair?
Pretty thankful for the health fair, because like she said, at first they said they wanted to go, and then that morning got there, and then they were like, no, we don't want to go, and then so I was going to let them stay home, and then told them, no, you guys better go. And just everything that goes on there is, is so informational and something for the kids to do while they're not in school. And the health screenings, the blood pressure and the blood sugar, and she's been in sports and had physicals and everything was always fine, and then last year when we went, her blood pressure was really high, and then we followed up with her regular doctor, and it was pretty shocking when we found out that her kidneys weren't working.
So where are you now in that process?
Right now, that was a year ago, and we went to Seattle, and she was in the hospital for like 11 days, and she's been on dialysis the day after we got to Seattle. She was in surgery the next day to have catheters put in, and she was on dialysis the very next day, and she's been on dialysis since. And she needs a transplant, a kidney transplant, and her older sister Suzette is going to give her one of her kidneys.
Wow.
And we were scheduled for October 31st, but some things have come up, and so we're kind of put on hold for, we're not sure, 2 to 9 months, but it's still going to happen. It's just going to be a little while yet.
Wow. So then in the meantime, she has to continue with the dialysis?
Yeah. And she does, it's called peritoneal dialysis, and she has a little machine. It's about the size of a VCR. And she does 10 hours a night, every night, which puts a cramp in her teenage life.
I'm gonna get on early to get off early for school.
she's her health is way better than it was last year. Her blood pressure was so high, and all her potassium and phosphorus and all her counts were really high, and her blood count was low, really low. And today she's a lot healthier than she was last year. And we owe it all to the health fair, I think. It's just really a good thing that Tribal Health and that the tribe and all the different people that get together and have the booths and things, and everybody at Seattle Children's Hospital, all the doctors and nurses are all aware that we have the health fair, and they just think it's great. And all the doctors that walked into her room were like, "So, we heard you went to a health fair."
Wow.
They all heard the story of the kids' health fair.
Yep, and how that all plays in. That's obviously a very important thing, with this kind of story, and so that's amazing. So then what else will they be doing then at the kids' fair?
Coats.
Oh yes. They will be having a what's it called?
Exchange.
Like an exchange, kids' clothing exchange. So if you're gonna go, bring the coats you can't fit anymore, some you can't hand down to anybody. So, well, not just coats, like coats, hats, gloves, like maybe like snow pants or something. Boots.
And then that's for this health fair then? The one that's coming out?
Yes, this year we've done a little bit different. We always like to kind of change it up a little bit. And so our main focus was LaLa, of course, and you did a wonderful job, LaLa, telling your story. I've heard the story, and each time boy, part of me is like, wow, what if? But, we don't look at what ifs right now. We look at what's going on right now today, and she's a very, very healthy girl, very active, and she has her little portable dialysis machine that she does every night. But what a poster child, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
We've got kids that will look up to you. And with LaLa's permission, I'd like to have her be part of our health fair. Do you think that'd be cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she could help out. Her blood pressure was sky high. Maybe we could do the blood pressure for a while, and we're going to do weights and heights, and maybe you could do that a little bit. And in the middle, we'll have a little kids circuit where they'll jump rope for a little while, and then they'll climb in something, and then they'll do something else. And so I just think we're going to have you all over that health fair, if that's all right with
Yeah,
you.
sounds fun. Last year was a blast, so now I actually get to be like part of doing everything, so that should be good.
And you are part of it, LaLa, because without last year, who knows if, you're here today. We count our blessings every day. You've had so much support when you were in Seattle. Your uncles and everybody was just keeping up, and we'd always ask, how's our girl doing? And, we went through a pretty tough year though, didn't we?
Yeah. It was a pretty hectic year, especially those first 3 months. Just had to get used to doing dialysis. Actually, I think I'm just now getting used to doing dialysis. Like, when we first started doing dialysis in the hospital, like training and everything, I just I was kind of mad because all this happened to me. I was just like really cranky and not really happy with all of it, but a lot of good things have came out of this health fair and everything that happened to me. So.
Do you feel everybody's been supportive to you?
Very.
Your school, your friends, your teachers?
Very supportive. Like, I don't know what I would have done without them. My family, my sister Suzette, she's like my biggest hero right now. Just and my friends just ask me how I'm doing. They're just great.
And Suzette, that will be giving you her kidney. Tell us a little bit about her.
We're gonna, if I could hold on one sec, we're gonna take a quick break here, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes, okay?
Can you tell which of these children was not born free? Can you tell which of these children was not born equal? Can you tell which of these children does not deserve to be treated with dignity? We can't either. Human right number one. We are all born free and equal. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Good Medicine. If you're just joining us, we're visiting with Margene Asay and LaLa and her mother Arlene. And so let's just kind of pick up back where we were before our break. Margene, if you want to ask your question before the break.
Sure. I was just asking LaLa, I think we should talk a little bit about your sister that's going to donate. What an awesome honor for her to do that. Do you want to talk about her a minute?
My sister, Suzette, she is one of my oldest sisters. When we found out I needed a kidney transplant, she got the number and she was the first one to call. And she was a match. She went through all her tests and everything, and she was a match. Very first person. The doctor said that some people have to wait years and years, and some people don't even make it. And Suzette was the first one to call, and she was a match. It just happened like that.
It's amazing.
And then I think you had another special thing you wanted to share with us.
Out of everything bad that's happened, there was one good thing that the hospital told us. We were in a meeting when we had to go back to Seattle, and one of the social worker, Kristen, she was the one that told me that I get a Make-A-Wish. And I was just so excited because my niece Alexis, she had leukemia when she was about 4, and she was at the Children's Hospital in Spokane, and she got a Make-A-Wish, and she took me on her Make-A-Wish. So I think
how nice.
I'm gonna take her back wherever, because she took me, and I'm gonna take my sister Suzette since she's donating to me. So
Where do you think you might go?
I don't know. I'm just there's so many choices. There is a lot of choices. They just meeting up with me places and telling me where I could go or who I could meet and stuff like that. So there's.
Wow. It'd be tough, huh? Decisions.
She changes her mind every day.
So once you decide, then they'll set it up for you?
Yeah. And I also like to thank the Children's Hospital, the Seattle Children's Hospital. My doctor, her name was Dr. Yamaguchi, and she was a great doctor. She's so nice, and she just helped me through everything, and she was just great. And then my dialysis nurse, she was the one that taught us how to do the peritoneal dialysis, Belinda. She helped us with our training for dialysis, and she also did a little bit on when I had hemodialysis, and I just want to thank them, all the doctors and nurses that took care of me when I was in there. They were so great.
So are you going to recruit this year? Recruit friends and everybody and tell them how important it is to go to the Kids' Health Fair?
Yes, this changed my life, so hopefully they can either know they're healthy, or like me, find out if something's wrong with them. Hopefully not, but just in case, go to the health fair.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Margene, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Well, I just wrap up real quick is the Kids Health Fair, the 19th, no school. There's MEA, which is the Teachers Convention. And so bring families, bring friends. LaLa will be there. Yeah, she'll be helping us. And we're going to do the Kids Coat Exchange. So if you could bring some coats, there will be a lot of kids that'll be cold this winter. And we want to help out. When it comes to kids, we put our hearts out to kids. They're our priority. And we want to take care of all of our kids, not just LaLa, but all of our kids.
Great. Is there anything you guys would like to add?
No.
Nope. You're good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that will do it then for this edition of Good Medicine. Thank you.
Good Medicine is your program. We hope you watch this and subsequent programs to stay informed about your health care. And we'd like to hear from you about how we're doing. Please direct any comments or suggestions you have to us. You can reach us at